Right? It just happens sometimes.
And he was in Louisiana, and the information about both of us was gone. I mean, was interrupted. Now he mentioned my greeting to Bob Costello. I don't know who that is, Bob Costello. Enierson. Did you receive my card for your birthday? And I'm going to be happy to hear from you.
Mm.
I still don't know who this guy is.
Oh.
I know he's writing from Austin, Texas.
Mm.
It's all in Arabic.
Here's Midfest 1983, the Paper Technology Museum.
Oh, they took me around there. You know, Middletown is a very advanced town.
They're amazing.
Paper Technology Museum. I don't know. Virginia Right Hand. She just sent me a card when, I don't know, recently. This dynamite woman, this Virginia Right Hand.
Mm-hmm.
She runs this festival, museums, culture, everything. She lost her husband not too long ago. He was a medical doctor, but she did all the creative work.
Mm.
Middletown is mostly German town, you know, a lot of people from traditionally originally.
Mm.
Yes, this guy is very interesting. Hassan Raghib, Egyptian guy with Papyrus Museum. Yeah, all these were showing at Midfest in Middletown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was there.
Here's this is 1983. This is 1993. Los Angeles Festival Planning Conference. Frontiers of a New Global Society. Los Angeles, Africa, and the Middle East.
That was good.
Yeah, I was in there.
The Shilai Temple. It lists all the people who participated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was a big thing, turning the city of Los Angeles with different art in the streets and art shops and recreating the city. And I was in that committee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, the guy who really was instrumental, I'm trying to see his name. And Nazir Jarrah's boy, he's in ethnomusicology.
Yes. Yep. And now, his daughter is or his daughter of it.
His daughter, Nazir?
Amy, or Amy.
Amy? Yeah.
Is that his daughter or his wife?
Know.
I don't know. I've seen her name too.
Yeah, I used to see him a long time ago in L.A. when I was involved with things. Yeah. Interesting guy, you know. The rabbis and imams. Moritz Susans, Slimovics, Mark Slobin, Sligers. Kay Chalamet.
Yes.
Okay, Chalamet was that?
Mm-hmm.
That's on at Harvard.
She is now from University of Michigan to Harvard.
Yeah. Anthony Shea. Yeah, I guess I met her back then. But she invited me to stop by for an interview at my 85th birthday, I think.
Mm-hmm. She's done a lot of work on chant in Ethiopia.
Yeah, she did. Also, everybody here involved in culture. That was in a Japanese temple.
Mm-hmm.
It was very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Warzi, Murtada Warzi, from Iran, I think. Slobin, Richard Siegel. What happened to all those guys?
Mark is still working. Kay is still working.
Mark
Yeah.
who? Mark.
Slobin.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kay Chalamet still working.
she's at work.
Inspiring young people. She actually is very involved in mentoring young students of ethnomusicology.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I saw her on a panel in 2005, and she was just talking about having an A-track career versus having a family, or how they work together. And yeah, she's been very outspoken on how important family can be, even if you're a scholar.
Yeah, there was a lot of work we worked on.
Mm-hmm.
You were there. You came, Deborah traveled.
And Habib were too.
And Habib too, huh? Yeah. I did some puppetry work so that from Egypt that they could include,
Mm-hmm.
to help. The idea was to have artists go into post offices and public places,
Okay.
generate activity, enliven the city.
Mm-hmm.
It started, but you gotta have the mentality change of the whole city.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That there is a buoyance there,
Mm-hmm.
life going on, life goes.
Mm-hmm.
That you can go in the post office and laugh and know everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a puppeteer coming in, and or a dining place, or a public or non-public. I mean, it was a great thing, to create a vital, viable city
Mm-hmm.
that all interact.
Mm-hmm.
It was
It was an experiment, anyway.
it was an experiment because it's not happening today.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I wonder if it is happening today in some other way that we don't know about.
Yeah, maybe we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of creative people. 1993 LA Festival.
Here are sketches for, maybe it's a work called Pendulum. I don't know if this ever materialized into something, but it looks like you have a theme
Yeah,
for a work called Pendulum.
pendulum.
You say discrimination in the form of music and the arts is the road to self-identity and racial freedom.
Yeah, see, and I'm trying to say that discrimination applies to knowing the arts, but doesn't apply to people.
Oh, as in, if you are discriminating, you can actually enjoy the arts more,
More, yeah.
but discriminating shouldn't apply to people.
Doesn't apply to people.
Actually, I make this point with my students very strongly, and I make them write an essay about it.
Really good.
Because in my belief, there's a difference between discrimination, which is the ability to determine small differences between things that you sense. Like small differences in taste, small differences in sight, small differences in hearing, touching, tasting,
Being
smelling.
smelling everything.
It's really just the ability
To tell differences.
to tell differences. How you use those abilities,
Oh, yeah.
that is really not discrimination. If you make a choice to use your ability to see, smell, hear, taste, touch,
Mm-hmm.
if you choose to use those to put someone else down,
That's different.
it's not discrimination that's doing that.
No.
It's
Something-
evil that's doing that.
Something else is doing that.
Yeah, but the ability to tell the difference is not the problem.
Yeah, it's not it shouldn't be. Because everybody has certain beauty or certain
Right.
characteristics.
Right. Noticing them is not bad.
Yeah.
In fact, noticing them can bring you great joy, and it can make them more valuable.
More valuable, exactly.
So I tell my students that you have to distinguish the idea in your mind what is discrimination and what is stigmatization. Like, if you decide that a certain shade or a certain smell has a mark against it, you're putting a mark on it that it's bad. But that's stigmatization. That's not discrimination.
So
But we use the word discrimination to mean stigmatization
yeah,
today.
something different.
Yeah. But if we lose the word discrimination as it really means, we're actually losing the beauty of uniqueness, in my mind.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's unique. Yeah.
I just ask my students to entertain the thought, like exercise their mind on this idea. They might not get it, but and they might still use discrimination improperly, but
It's
try to force them to consider it anyway.
Force them to think.
Okay, so here, look at this theme here.
discrimination, pendulum. Oh, this is part of the... Discrimination in music and arts. That's what I'm writing here. Discrimination in music and arts is the route to self-identity and racial freedom. So it's just the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Egyptian mythology. Yeah, you're gonna feel the difference.
Mm-hmm.
How the work of art, you have to feel, between one work and, what you sense in it. Yeah.
It's the small differences
Yeah.
where the beauty is. That's my belief too.
Yeah.
100% believe that. Deborah, they're determined.
Yeah, it's supposed to be school fruit.
So aggressive.
Yeah, this guy's determined with this thing.
I just wonder if eventually they'll chew the wire through.
Yeah, aren't all the fixtures on that metal?
Yeah,
It's a good thing, or they would destroy it immediately.
they got it down last week by destroying the bungee cord at the top because it's soft. It dropped to the ground and they got everything out. And then
Little rascals.
I have a sunflower wreath. Maybe if we put that up, it's too late now. But just
They're determined.
Yeah, this is part of the Petahmus and the magic spell. Petah and the magic spell
Mm-hmm.
is telling about discrimination in a vital, creative way.
Mm.
Yeah. And he's a potter on the potter's wheel.
Right.
He created everything on the potter's wheel. In the theater that we had a big, the pottery wheel, like a whole theater, and this big hanum sitting down with clay, and then these people came out on the other side, created, and some of them were gods, some of them were people, some of them were, every form of life came out of the potter's wheel.
Mm-hmm. So was the thing actually turning?
Yeah.
And then they danced their way out?
Way out of the puddle.
Okay.
It was fantastic.
That was at...
We have the stage and Khanum formulating the puddle, on the puddles we creating life, you know. And where he created whatever come out, it came animals, came people, came gods, goddesses, you know, everything.
And that was at Hawthorne School.
At Hawthorne. Can you
Yes.
believe they did that?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, if we read about Eleanor, you know, that she would, yeah, that's incredible. So that was part of the Khanum scene. Khanum was the ancient Egyptian potter, and they had a potter's wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a nice page. Oh, the pendulum is how the pendulum moves and come to a resting point.
Yes.
And I think it has something else, but I don't know why I stuck it in this particular page. But I use the pendulum like the motion of the pendulum and the constancy and the balancing energies. You know, maybe like Ma'at or something.
Did you write a work called The Pendulum?
I think I worked on something called pendulum, I think, yeah.
Okay.
And I used to have, you know, compare it to people who go with two stick feeling things in the ground and things like that. Feeling
Say that one more time.
like two sticks to feel water.
Oh, water witching? Or,
Witching
yeah.
with balancing, or energies, body energy. I think there was two sticks to feel the pendulum and body energy.
Okay.
That's what I recall. You know.
Kind of electromagnetic power.
Yeah, electromagnetic, exactly. Yeah, so this page...
Well, there's also that person who theorized that that electromagnetic power is how they moved the stones to build the pyramids, right?
The
That somehow the ancient people knew how to use electromagnetic power to move the stones of the pyramids. That somehow, the same way that water dowsing works,
Yeah,
the way the rods move in water dowsing,
electromagnetic.
yeah, that somehow they harnessed that energy to move the big, huge blocks of the pyramid. Yeah, I watched a video about that.
Oh, really? Well, there's this magazine that comes to me. You just have an article about how the pyramid was built.
Oh, it did? Another
Yeah.
theory?
Another theory. Of course, my theory was ability to interact with gravity. And therefore you can hold it interacting with gravity. Then it's very light. They can toss it in the air and dance and sing. Dance and sing and chant and play with the rocks. This 2 tons rock, it has really, you don't feel the weight because you interfered with the gravity energy and you played with it. And I got the thoughts when I was in the Congo and I saw the dancers, how they jumped and retained themselves,
It just spun around in the air many times.
Yeah, spun in the air many times.
Without touching the ground or anything else.
So building a pyramid was a joyous, very enjoyable.
Not a drag.
Not a
Literally?
drag.
Not a drag.
It was not a drag.
Well, here's a letter. I'm going to check this camera. Look at this note, says read and digest.
It's for myself.
I know.
Trying to push myself. Don't just read, wait. Eat it up.
Here's a letter from 1992 from Dominique René Delerme.
Yeah, you know the guy.
So he's trying to put together recordings. A recording of your harpsichord piece. Ashka Masriya. Okay. From 1959.
Yeah, I can find it.
You can't find it now?
I can find Ashka Masriya.
Oh, well, it must have been... Did you find it at that time, though? Was it recorded?
No.
Oh, you don't think so? Oh.
Yeah, he was trying to find it and record it.
Ah.
Come on, say.
Huh. 1992.
Yeah, he came here. We met many times. He visited me in Kent
Okay.
because he he included me in the encyclopedia
Yes.
of black composers, yeah.
And who's Kenneth Clemens? Kenneth Bam Clemens? I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta think a while.
Yeah, that's okay.
Kenneth Bam.
He was a student.
Huh?
A student?
It could be. Could be a student, could be professor, could be administrator.
Deborah, is this Daniel Moore anybody you'd want to contact about performing a current completed marimba piece? Looks like he was looking for a commission, looking to maybe commission a piece, but I wonder if they've ever had the opportunity to perform his completed works. You know what I mean?
I think these are the guys from Montana State. They're the ones from Starwood, aren't they, Helen? I don't think he wants to commission anything.
Well, it looked like they wanted to something to perform.
I should take his name.
Yeah, I wonder if you could contact him and see if he wants to finish anything that Halim's completed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Any more information from him?
No, that was all. That was the only thing there. I would like that piece of paper back eventually because
Okay,
he's
you wanna-
outlined.
But
Just take a copy.
Since
Okay,
he was
copy.
interested. He's a percussionist, so don't lose a percussionist.
Yeah. Oh, here's a festival from 1978. You probably didn't make that one in Brazil.
No.
Salvador de Bahia.
How did that?
It's something he saved over the years.
Hawthorne Palace Hotel. Wow, look at those hotels.
Alton Palace Hotel? Where is that at? Rio.
Rio, yeah. Rio de Janeiro.
Your paper is all piled up.
Oh, 78.
78.
Came to drive. 78 was the time. Yeah, I used to go to Atlanta and he was trying to get me to Atlanta and Jamaica.
Did you put the thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, something you saved over the years.
I think it was like when I went to Atlanta and Jamaica, the idea of going to Brazil, when I visited the University of Atlanta, somebody was continuing the activity of between Atlanta, Jamaica, and Brazil.
Can I have that red pillow over there?
Mhm.
Thanks. It's just the right size for it.
This says This is just a standard directory, but it says Alexandra Vago, viola,
Oh, yeah.
gypsy anthropology.
She's gypsy,
She is a gypsy? Okay, and Alexandra Vago, it sounds like it. Was she also a viola player?
She's good, yeah.
Did she need a piece to play?
Well, she did play in one of my compositions that I did at the Museum of Kent at Cleveland Museum of Art.
Okay.
I created an Egyptian piece once for a hall celebration of
Oh,
ancient
yes.
Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in there, and I think she married a percussionist of the Stark campus. I forgot his name.
Okay.
Chaz Baker here.
Yeah.
Kent State Cloud School of Music.
It's just a directory, but her name was on the corner.
Yeah, this is a music school you could direct.
Right.
Do you know all those guys?
Oh, yeah. That's my time.
Yeah.
And this says Chloe Hobson, dancer from Cleveland. Chloe Hobson.
Chloe Hobson, yeah. She does the passport program.
Oh, the passport program. Okay.
Yeah.
And Loretta Simone, an Egyptian dancer. Loretta Simone, an Egyptian dancer from Cleveland Heights.
Yeah, yeah. She does belly dance.
Belly dancer, huh?
I don't know where she is. You know, she gave me that. I don't know if I called her or not.
Look at, you have, this is a good idea. It looks like for a few days in 1996, oh no, also 1988, you would make one card for each day, and you wrote everything about the day on the card. So you can maybe, this says, something about Habib, grandparents with Habib, George Recordings, Fadul. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, let me see.
George, says this line right here, it says George Recordings, Fadul.
It should say George Fadul's Recordings.
Ah.
Blake is here.
Yeah.
Blake 770. Flute. Habib. Roosevelt Medical. Guessford, the art guy.
Guessford, okay.
George Fadul recording.
What's the George Fadul recording?
I mean, he usually he does recording, you know.
Oh, he's a technician?
Mm-hmm.
He was at Kent State before the. Who died last year?
Mr. Myers.
You
Jim Myers.
Is there someone there now?
I'm not sure who it is. I'm sure they have hired
George
somebody.
Fadul was the official sound engineer.
Oh, okay.
But then they decided to have a graduate student do the job of and terminated his job.
Right.
But he used to do it. So he ended up becoming the recorder engineer for the Akron Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good job.
Yeah.
This one says, try balafone. I'm not sure.
Try balafone.
Try the balafone, yeah. Yeah. Ethiopia tape copy.
These are reminders for me or what?
Yep.
Oh yeah, this is the thing I have to remind myself.
Yep, to do that day.
Ethiopian tape copy. Check material Charlie. Yeah.
And then something says, call for the two trumpets work. Tell me again what the two trumpets piece was. I forget.
Is it Egyptiat or?
Egyptiat? Is that the two trumpet piece?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, after the cover.
The two trumpet piece?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh, I got all the everything in there.
Here's another address. Jewel in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh.
I don't know who that is.
So there's a guy, one of the guys who is, I was in Memphis for some time when they did my Ninth Symphony.
Oh, okay.
He could have been with the newspaper or the, committee, hosting committee or something like that
Okay.
for the arts and yeah, I think he was one of the media people.
Okay.
Do you
Anybody want coffee?
Okay.
Honey?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure Laura would like some.
Sure.
Memphis, Tennessee. I told you the story about going late at Beale Street.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that story.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hungry and I went to a restaurant and I was late, they were just closing. And the guy, big fat Italian guy, said, "What do you think? You're coming after an hour or something?" And then he stopped and looked at me. "Oh, I saw you in the paper. You're the composer. Oh, come on. Invite everybody. Let the people come. Bring photographer." It's really amazing.
He made his restaurant famous, right? And then
Yeah.
he just cooked a feast for you, right?
Yeah, he cooked a feast for me and he kept inviting people. And he called the photographer to come take pictures.
Uh-huh.
All that happened. And he said, "Oh, anytime, just come." I was a visiting artist in Memphis.
Nice.
Beale Street is a very interesting street, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did you write works for the Kent Camerata? Did you write a work for the Kent Camerata?
Kent Camerata.
It's
Oh,
Jane Dressler, Mary Sue Hyatt,
yeah,
and
I
the
wrote
viola
a
bassoon
I
piano.
think I did write a work, but I don't think they ever did it or it was too difficult or something.
Do you know what you wrote?
No, I forgot.
Okay.
I'll find it.
And you said the Kent Bassoon Ensemble.
Oh, I
Also.
wrote a work for them.
You did?
Yeah.
And they performed it?
Oh yeah, several times. The ceremonial fattening for death and resurrection.
Yes, ceremonial fattening. Okay. So that was the Kent Bassoon Ensemble. 5 bassoons, contrabassoon, and sometimes a drummer or a bassoonist or 2
Yeah.
doubling drums.
I wrote Habiba work in which he participated.
That's right.
And I don't think I like that. I gave him a very simple thing, and he had the bassoons around him.
Ceremonial fattening, that's right.
Death and resurrection. That was about the time when the U.S. Army went into Iraq and persecuted. I said it's this ceremonial death and resurrection. There'll be another Saddam, another guy to be resurrected to be slaughtered.
So was that for the first Persian Gulf War? Was it our recent attack on Iraq, or was it the first
The first one
in the 90s?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
which is exactly true.
Yeah, they create another one too.
Yeah.
Ceremony and fattening. You fatten somebody, give him a lot of money, a lot of bribes. Then he gets to his head that he's so powerful, and if he gets to his head he's powerful, he's sacrificed.
Yeah.
Ceremonial ritual for death and resurrection.
That's exactly what happened.
And it's still going on, I think.
Yes. Okay, so here's Cleveland Museum of Art, Friday, March 8th, 96. The Pharaohs concert. Musicians arrive at North Door, go to the green room, rehearse on stage, then 6 o'clock costume, fitting and dressing. Oh, then rehearsal in the lobby for the parade. Then guests arrive, provide music for cocktails. Halim and Melissa dance duet. Who's Melissa? Who's this Melissa? Do you know?
somebody who danced with me in the
Okay.
ceremony.
Okay.
We did an Egyptian dance.
Okay. Then a break, and then a fanfare 1 at Exhibit Gate. At Exhibit Gate, I'm sorry. So fanfare 1. Did you write music for that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then the ISIS parade into the stage. 9 o'clock dinner for guests. The musicians break for their dinner in shifts. Fanfares and dances. And the whole thing's supposed to be done about 11:30. So here's your actual schedule for what you were supposed to do.
Was it
In your
1996?
own writing. 1996.
Yeah, that was amazing because they actually engaged people to research what actually Egyptians ate and how the ceremony. That museum was transformed to an ancient Egyptian place. And Cartwright was one of the guests.
She
And
went.
she looked to it, she was so excited to see me with my pharaonic musician coming in. We all dressed like pharaohs.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked in with our musical instrument and played. I was not allowed to take pictures, but I did a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have, I think one of the tapes have some video of that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there was a professional photographer too.
No.
No
I don't-
professional photography?
I don't know, nobody wanted to, I don't know. Nobody was taking pictures.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. Yeah, that could have been.
There must have been a professional photographer that was contracted,
I mean-
then no one else could take him. I don't know.
Oh, because that was a very unique, it was 1 week for 2 weeks we did that.
Uh-huh.
Transformation, that was during Amenhotep III, bright, the time of Egypt that the arts were at the top of everything.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest time of the arts.
Mm-hmm.
The art was everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the museum was vibrant, man. That was really cool. And one of the sponsors that paying money was KeyBank.
Yeah, a lot of money, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question I have to ask. This is a video receipt for renting Children of the Corn. Did you watch that scary movie? Children of the Corn. They're horror movies, actually.
What year are they?
Maybe Habib rented them.
Yeah.
1996.
Be probably around.
Whoop! Okay, you need a towel?
Yeah. I'm
Here.
not good at any of this.
Oh, that's okay. I'll take this.
He was Joe, I don't know. He was probably a newspaper guy.
So what pile of papers is this, basically? Helen, watch my computer. It's gonna go down.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Please, thank you. Thank you, Papa.
Smells good.
Well, you're ready to have some, right? And I just missed the pillows. Do you see that?
yeah.
Just missed.
I don't think there's any. I'll wipe them, but I don't think. Might be a drop, you know? On them.
And do raw.
I said there might be a drop on them. Oh, yeah, it splashed pretty far this way.
There's still some right here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going from the outside in.
Thanks so much.
No trouble. Yeah, this reminds me, smelling this milk and coffee. David, and I told him this morning, I learned online.
I'm fine, good. Laura, you did more than enough.
It's
You
okay.
did more than enough.
Here, lift this up a second. Okay, it's behind you too.
You told David what?
I read online that milk can be used as a fungicide.
What would they want to use it? Not a fungicide for?
Like a fruit tree. Or to spray a fruit
Oh,
tree.
really? Milk is a fungicide.
I was gonna ask Halim because he's got
He's
his
got
agricultural.
agricultural, yeah.
Halim, I read that milk can be used to kill fungus. And they said you can even spray fruit trees with milk. Have you ever heard of that?
Spray.
Fruit trees with milk to kill the fungus.
Really? I didn't hear that.
You know how the fruit trees can get fungus?
Fungus, yeah. I don't know if they treated it with milk. Is this for human or just plants?
Oh, no, I don't know. If you get a foot
I know
fungus.
that Cleopatra used to bathe in
Yes,
baths with milk,
yes,
so she used to treat herself.
yes.
So I guess they did.
But I read you can actually treat
Treat
like an apple tree or a peach tree.
with milk has a kind of a soothing characteristics that will change chemicals by its warmth and the sun.
Enzymes in it.
Enzymes
Yeah.
in it keep changing, yeah.
Yeah, but can you believe that? Seems so safe compared to like a fungus killer. You know, fungus.
Oh yeah. Much. Well, those were used before all the chemicals.
Yeah, I wonder
Yeah,
if.
they were used before the chemicals.
So David and I are going to try this year to
Are you
spray
gonna
our
try
trees.
that?
Raise your tree with
Because-
milk.
Yeah,
With milk.
every year we lose our nectarines to fungus.
Oh, the nectarine?
The nectarines get a fungus and
Really?
die before they come ripe. So
Try
we're
the
gonna
milk.
try this year to spray
Try
them
the
with
milk.
Try
that.
it.
See
Why
what
not? You can't. Yeah. That's an excellent idea. You having coffee?
You know, the closest,
Honey, coffee?
yeah, she's gonna bring me some.
That dial on the microwave, Laura,
Uh-huh.
the best thing is to dial it to 30 seconds. And
Okay.
if you're going to put milk, you want to heat some milk.
Uh-huh.
How much milk do you put in?
Oh, yeah, I just do it 20 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
She knows.
No, the other day she curdled your milk, so she wants to know.
Well, the milk was ready to curl, then it was kind of aging,
Yeah, it was ready.
aging milk. Aging.
Oh, I see.
Hold the
Fast
dial.
one, and then you stop it at whatever you desire.
See my purple hat anywhere?
I got too much milk. This is a cup cup is really wide, so I got probably too much milk in it, but
Oh, thanks.
Is it okay? Yeah,
maybe it's too light.
can't find my hat.
This is a ceremony that I did in Ace years back.
Yours back?
Of women vibrate close to each other. That was fantastic.
Oh, good.
This ceremony I did at ACE, Association for Conscious Exploration,
Uh-huh.
in Sherman, New York. I got so taken by the women rituals in Uganda,
Uh-huh.
among the Kikuyu women.
Okay.
And I did my own prison. I gathered women there,
Mm-hmm.
and they vibrated very close. It creates a vibration. I said, women vibrate close to each other, recreating the eternal one. The going re-vibrations of the drum. Beat elu mayo magoyoyo. Reclaiming three positions in family, womanness, and womb. I don't know, I did, it was, there was an author there by the name of Patricia Moynihan.
Okay, yes.
She said that's the most fantastic thing she's ever seen. It happened, you know, the dance I did there must be more written about it, but this is a ceremony I did about in relationship to the Kikuyu woman of Uganda.
Where did that come from? It was on the sofa when I got here.
I don't know, did you read that?
No, and this was laying on the sofa when I got here this morning, so I don't know where it came from.
I don't know whether it's new or old, but I know I did that that was the time when, now Patricia Moynihan's husband was also an author, forgot Shea, was a great author, and also who was there was Timothy.
Uh-huh.
Timothy Leary was there.
Timothy Leary?
Yeah, he's a good friend of Patricia Moynihan.
Deborah, you know what? You should look up the Eric Whitaker's 5 Hebrew love poems.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I send it to you in email too. Because the poems in that set of songs sound just like Halim's poems, I swear.
Oh, really?
The poetry sounds so much like things you have written. You would love this piece. It's
What's
in
the
Hebrew.
name of the author?
Eric Whitaker.
Whitaker?
Eric Whitaker. He's a choral composer,
Really?
a contemporary choral composer. Really young, like mid-30s maybe.
Do you want to send something to me, or should I research it?
Just look at YouTube. The translation of the pieces is right there, in the YouTube video. Eric Whitaker, 5 Hebrew love poems. 5 Hebrew love songs, something like that.
It's a really powerful. It was overwhelming to me. I didn't expect it when I make it happen. That they came and I organized it and I created the space.
What am I looking for? 5?
And had the ritual going on.
Hebrew love poems. Or love songs, I forget which it's called. This says, giving the first blood cell to the community, calling upon the ancestor to bless the village.
To bless the village.
Yeah, to bless the village.
Oh,
The first blood cell, giving the first blood cell to the community, calling upon the ancestor to bless the village.
I don't know what, that was written some time ago.
Oh, this talks about clitorectomy also, scarification of the body, goes beyond the biological to the soul. Yeah, so this is actually what we were talking about earlier, about some of the strong objections to these physical rituals.
You were talking about some ritual you were doing. We interrupted you, honey. What was it?
Among the Kikuyu?
You did a ritual, or
It was
that you
Kikuyu
learned?
women.
Yeah.
You learned their
Creole,
ritual
yeah,
or what?
they kind of dance very close to each other, like not a space. And it's so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It almost creates an environment of solid, strong environment. I mean, it was really powerful.
How many women are grouped together when they do that?
Almost 25, 30 women.
Okay, in like a block.
Yeah, it's a block of them.
Oh, wow.
25, 30 women.
Mm.
And I had that many women I gathered all the women in what is called, they call it brushwood.
Oh yeah.
There was enough women to create the energy. It was not just one or two or three women.
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge block of them.
So they recreated this also at Ace?
Yeah?
And they recreated it at Ace?
Yeah, I think it's unless you find another one
Okay.
of because I did, yeah, and I remember Patricia Moynihan was out, she was out of her mind when but she saw what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what she's doing. I haven't seen her for a long time. And her husband was a very good writer. I forgot his name. So there were three. I met Patricia, her husband, and Timothy Leary in a cottage there, and that was my place to stay also. So I stayed in the same space with them.
Oh, I know you have mentioned Geraldine Burns before, but I forget how.
What is that?
The name Geraldine Burns. I know you have mentioned her name before, but I don't remember who it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. Geraldine Burns. Fax 216. Call her. Let's see what.
Where is that?
216.
From Friendly Inn. What's the location? Cleveland, Ohio.
I don't know what Halim. Oh, my number was 216 here. Remember, we were all 216.
No, this is actually from Cleveland. This is from the Friendly Inn in Cleveland. You were somewhere else.
But she's putting my telephone number here.
Uh-huh.
672, that's the university. That used to be my music, at the music school.
Oh, 216, I see.
Huh?
Yeah, 216, I see.
That means old times in the School of Music.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
672.
Yeah, that's
Kent
right.
State.
That is Kent.
And that was my number at the School of Music.
Yeah, gotcha, I forgot.
Yeah, we were the same, what do you call, this, what do you call this number? I don't know.
Area code?
So that goes back to the old times in Kent, before they changed it. Decided to change it from 216 to 3330. Oh, they changed it from 216 to 440, did they? Or to 330?
330.
Hmm.
Here's 1997. The Cleveland Museum of Art offering an internship for a minority student in the Department of Education and Public Programs. Did you ever recommend anybody for that? It's Cleveland Art Museum. Internship for a minority student.
I think I probably did. Yeah. Probably did some from Cleveland someday. I met a lot of people during, performances.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did a lot of work in the Cleveland Museum of Art. I had African ensembles that I played there with. The people from Ghana, Nigeria, and East Africa getting together, and did program there. I give lecture on Ethiopian music at the hall, I forgot the name of the hall there. It was really, I don't know, Margie, I could have done more. Was Marjorie, what's her name, Marjorie?
Marjorie who?
The tiny little petite lady at the Cleveland Museum of Art. That was probably not there anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a lot of work there. You know, every time they had a festival or something, they would call me. And I usually organize whoever on campus. He's like Nigerian women who dances or drums. And I make a group and I go there.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. Who played in my group a lot? Professor at Shavy.
At JV. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is Jefferson Beck.
Jefferson Beck sounds familiar.
Jack Adams for Ethiopian painting. Salim letter. Something. C.F. Peters, something about Big Tooth. Oh, renewal of passport. New York City for Salim.
Oh, for Salim. Salim, my brother, came here to
Oh,
visit
okay.
me. Yeah.
Check facts. Effie, Temu.
Temu?
Mama Temu comes to our church a lot.
Mama Temu's there?
Mama Temu. Well, this is probably her husband, but
Temu.
she comes to our church often.
She does?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're from, I know the village, Arusha. I was in Arusha in Tanzania.
Uh-huh.
In July, and I put it in a fireplace to keep warm.
Because it was so cold.
It was so cold in July. It was the other hemisphere.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That seemed funny, huh? Frank Lozier, Larry Lozier.
Frank Lozier.
Mm-hmm.
And Larry Lozier? Two Lozier?
The two Loziers on there, yeah. All the people you were talking to that time. Jack Adams.
It sounds, it's familiar.
Says Ethiopian painting.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing that I made that trip in Tanzania at the time of the Uhuru.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that before?
I'm not sure.
Uhuru is the liberation of East Africa.
Okay.
And I rented a car from Kampala.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I drove all the way to Dar es Salaam, you know. And it was just fantastic going through what used to be stopped in the highways because it was what was actually, it was a transformation. East Africa was all, when then it turned into Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
Uganda, Tanzania, and Tanganyika, you know. Then there was border looking. Before it was East Africa.
Oh, okay. So
There
you
was
started
no
having
borders.
border checks.
No border checks. It's
Uh-huh.
amazing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you get your freedom, but now you have border checks.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Huh.
like
Yeah.
but I don't know. It was the kind of transition. It was not difficult to drive. I went to the Kilimanjaro area.
Mm-hmm.
By the time this car I rented was French, Citroën.
Oh, yeah.
And the Citroën is just a car, but you can pump, you have a pump in it, and the car raises up
Oh, really?
way above the wheels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very comfortable.
Oh. Huh.
You pump the...
Air ride.
It air rides.
Oh.
And I drove it across very rugged land. Well, Actually, they paved this land. This land was very well paved
Uh-huh.
all the way, and it was quite an experience to do that. And come back to Kampala. I turned the car in, and after I left, just a few minutes, I looked back and the car got boom.
It deflated, huh?
No charge. I really took this car was beautiful car, but it held itself, you know, like strong. I loved the car, and it came to the end. I couldn't be, it was ready to deplete itself before, but it held itself. Until I walked into the garage where I rented it from, and I left, and it went plunk.
You just took every bit of its strength out of it, huh?
Yeah, but it reminded me of doing something